Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I am finally sitting down to review the Yardley Stayfast foundation. Now this is for combination oily skin. It has 24-hour wear, it says matte and full coverage, oil and shine control, and it has an SPF of 20, which is really bomb. So I'm actually going to hop onto the Yardley South Africa website and just find out a little bit more on this foundation and all that good stuff. So it says the Stayfast foundation introducing 32 new shades formulated to match skin type, skin tone, and undertone. Now it says here that it has 24-hour wear, SPF 20, oil and child control, matte coverage, no transfer, high coverage, lightweight feel with vitamin E and amino acids. So they have quite a few shades of this foundation, and I believe they also have a formula for dry skin. So this is the combination oily skin, and when I went into Clicks to shade match myself, I was honestly spoiled for choice because they have so many shades, and I eventually matched myself to M2 warm, which is medium to warm. And on the shelves at Clicks as well, they do kind of give you some tips and tricks on how to figure out your undertone, how to figure out your skin shade and all of that, so that's really nice. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into this foundation. Okay, so I just zoomed you guys on in. Now we're gonna see how this foundation wears on the primed side of my face and the non-primed side of my face, and then we're also gonna do brush and sponge, and we're gonna see which applies the foundation better. So I'm gonna go in with this NARS Cosmetics Skin Perfecting Primer, and I'm just gonna squirt out a little bit because I'm only doing half my face. I'm gonna do the right side of my face. Now I have used this foundation a few times and I actually really enjoy it, but I haven't really worn it for a full day, so we're gonna have an almost full day wear test today. Okay, next we're gonna go in with the foundation. As you guys can see, it does have a pump. Like I said, I'm the shade M2W. I always say W first. I'm just gonna squirt out 2 pumps. This is what the foundation looks like, quite a decent color. And then I'm just gonna dot, and then taking a beauty blending sponge and just blending that into the skin. Now the shade that I got is quite warm, but I find that once I have my concealer and stuff on, it just blends beautifully into the skin, and even when I take pictures and stuff, it just matches my body way better. So as you guys can see, I've achieved quite a bit of coverage. I will say it's more on the medium side, but it is honestly so easy to just pick up more product and build up the coverage. It builds so effortlessly and so easily. So this is what the one side of my face looks like. And now we're gonna go on to the brush side. I'm just using a flat top kabuki, just picking up whatever's left on the back of my hand. So I'm just gonna go in with maybe another half a pump. Okay, so this is the brush side. It looks pretty decent as well. I will say, I think because the sponge absorbs some of the product, I'm able to achieve a full coverage very quickly with the brush, but I feel like that's consistent with every foundation I use. The sponge generally will pick up some product, but yeah, this is pretty much this full coverage foundation. Like I said, it is medium to buildable, but it doesn't really take a lot of finessing for you to really build a foundation up. Just a little bit extra will really give you that full coverage, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead off of camera. I'm just going to put on concealer, powder, my usual face routine, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, in case you guys were wondering, the time right now is, hopefully you guys can see it, I'm trying to limit the light. 23 minutes past 12, so I'm gonna go finish off the rest of my makeup off of camera and do my usual conceal baking routine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what the face looks like. Now I haven't set the outer perimeters of my foundation. I've only really set where I tend to crease and where my problem areas are, which is under my eyes and down my T panel, and that is pretty much it. As you guys can see, the foundation dried down to a matte skin-like finish. And I also do want to mention to you guys that this foundation actually is not like typical matte foundations. Typical matte foundations are very drying, they are very matte, they dry down almost instantly to like this matte finish, and it's just like a very dry formula, so it tends to cling on to dry patches and all of that. And I do have a guy right here, and okay, I only have that guy right there, but this formula is a little different in the sense that it almost has a little bit of a tack to it, or like a moisturizing property. And I actually read the back of the bottle, and it says that it has vitamin E and amino acids to moisturize and hydrate. So that could explain why this foundation doesn't dry down completely. So I guess that would explain why this foundation has a little bit of like a tack to it compared to other matte foundations. I mean, it does dry down, but when you are applying it, you will feel this like, I want to say like a moisturizing, hydrating property of the foundation, because it doesn't have that powdery sort of dried finish compared to a typical matte foundation. So I just thought that is worth noting, that this foundation claims to be moisturizing and hydrating, and I definitely feel like it is, because it does not feel like a typical matte foundation in my opinion. So yeah, I thought I should just come in and give you guys that little tidbit, because this is not a typical matte foundation. This is literally one of those foundations that have a matte coverage, but it has moisturizing and hydrating properties. So I'm gonna go finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I'm so sorry if the lighting keeps changing in this video. The sun is just doing its own thing today. So yeah, so far this is what the foundation looks like. I kind of went for like a soft glam makeup look today, so not heavily contoured or blushed or anything of that sort. And as you guys can see, like the primed side and non-primed side, you can't see much of a difference. I personally cannot see much of a difference, but obviously we're going to see how this foundation is going to wear. But the time right now is 5 minutes past 1 o'clock. Let me just show you guys. I don't want you guys to see my notifications, you know. So yeah, that is the time. I am going to wear this makeup for the rest of the day. I have stuff to do, like videos to edit, Instagram or IGTV videos to edit and all that stuff. So yeah, I've had this foundation on for about just over half an hour at this point, and this is what the foundation looks like, nice and matte. And like I said, I didn't set this area of my face because I usually typically don't set those areas, and you can see it dried down to a really matte finish. Like, it is dry to the touch. I don't think there's any transfer happening right now. This could just be my fingers dirty from applying makeup just now, but it doesn't feel like there's any transfer happening. So yeah, we are going to see how this foundation wears and all that great stuff. And yeah, also I didn't mention this, but this foundation retails for 169 Rand 99 cents, so that's really not bad at all. So yeah. Okay guys, the time right now is 38 minutes past 3. Let me double check. Yep. And this is what the foundation looks like. Not bad at all. And there's a little bit of smile lines. I had lipstick down here, so don't mind that. I was eating. And the foundation looks pretty good so far. So this is like 3-hour check-in. Yeah, 3-hour check-in. Everything is still looking fresh. None of my oils have come through yet. So yeah, and it is quite hot today, you guys, like I'm not even gonna lie. So this is the 3-hour check-in. Okay you guys, so the time right now is 6:40 p.m. This is what the makeup looks like. Hi Katie.
Hello.
I'm just doing the check-in, okay? My hair probably looks like a hot mess. Anyway, I've been filing off my nails, changing up my nail color, all that stuff. And so this is what the makeup looks like. I don't know what I did here, but I think I touched my face. But so far it's looking good. Like my oils haven't even come through. My forehead line is a bit prominent, but other than that everything is looking pretty fresh so far. And we are approaching the 6-hour mark, so that's really not bad at all. And yeah, I'll see you guys a little later. Alright you guys, it is the 3rd check-in and it is 8:30. Please can you focus though? Can y'all see that? It is 8:30. And so this is about 8 hours of wear. And okay, smile lines, I always have issues with smile lines, but I wouldn't say it's emphasizing my smile lines as badly as some other foundations do. My forehead line, what can I say you guys, I'm just so expressive in life. So yeah, I'm not mad about the forehead line either. You can see my shine coming through along the sides of my nose just a little bit. Like it's not as oil slick as my face can usually tend to get. So I'm gonna try and wear this foundation for a few more hours, and then for the final check-in we're gonna switch to the OG. You guys just saw what I'm looking at when I film. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go switch back onto the filming camera and I'm gonna show you guys as up close as I can get with regards to how this foundation is looking. Other than that, it hasn't moved at all, other than me digging my face because there was like nail marks there. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for 8 hours of wear. Usually I'm oil slick. I haven't even touched my face, you guys. Do you guys see what I mean when I say this foundation's like skin like? It settles so beautifully into the skin. Now you guys, don't confuse my indentation for pigmentation, because I have a lot of indentation on my cheeks and like for me it looks fine, but on this camera it's looking like weird and like extra denty. Hopefully it doesn't look like this when I'm editing. So yeah, everything is smooth, everything is looking wonderful. I just have lots of acne scarring. Severe acne sufferers, where you at? Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I need to paint my nails because I removed the red. I mean, I was enjoying the red, but I can only do that color for so long. Like, it's not my vibe. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go fix my life, fix my nails, and hopefully I will check in with you guys before I am ready to go to bed or ready to hit the shower. I don't know, whichever one comes first. Okay guys, so the time right now is 9:46. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. So yeah, it has been 9 hours. 9 hours and this makeup is still looking pretty good. Like, the crease lines creased, right? But they've stayed the same amount of crease. Like, they haven't creased any more than this. Like, it stayed the same. I mean, I guess like at the 3-hour mark it still looked fine, but of course at the 6-hour mark, you know, you could see the creasing, but it hasn't gotten worse since then. So yeah, my skin still looks pretty good. Like, you can see the shine around my nose area, but it's not even like that prominent though. You guys see that in the crevice? And yeah, this is what the foundation looks like. I'm really impressed. From what I can see, there's no particular difference from the primed side to the non-primed side. And I mean, I could probably go, I mean, who's gonna go 24 hours with this foundation though? But I could probably go another maybe 5 hours with this foundation. So I have to say, I'm honestly so impressed. Like, typical matte foundations, now I've been rubbing my nose, so maybe a little bit of foundation is off on my nose, but typical foundations, even matte foundations, they get very oily in this area right here, and this one stayed pretty matte. Even when I dab my nose, there's like the slightest teeniest itty bitty amount of oil. You know, it's not that prominent. Let's try blotting with like a tissue, like a white tissue where we can actually see. Okay, so we have a little bit of oil, just a little bit of oil peeking through, but I mean, it's not oil slick, and my skin can tend to be very oil slick, so I'm really impressed. And today was a hot day, you guys, so I have to say I'm impressed with this foundation. I mean, do you have to wear a primer with it? I think as long as your skin routine is on point, you don't really have to wear a primer, because I mean, there's no difference between the primed side and the non-primed side. Like, they both look the same. Also, what is weird is that it also has like this pore blurring effect, like especially here, because I have a lot of ice pick scarring, and it just gave me like a nice blurred skin effect in that area, which I really appreciate. So overall, I'm gonna have to say I really enjoy this foundation. I mean, there's literally no cons. I mean, apart from it, like, you know, creasing in my smile lines. Like, my smile lines and this forehead line is typically where I have problems anyway, regardless of foundation or formula or whatever, but it's really not as bad. It doesn't crease as bad as some foundations tend to do. Some foundations crease so badly on me that they actually leave like a dark sort of crevice, but this, you can see the product creased, but my underneath skin tone is not necessarily peeking through, which I really appreciate. So that is it for this video. I have to say, this foundation is the bomb diggity. I'm definitely going to be reaching for it a lot more, and like I said, there are so many skin tones, so you're definitely bound to find something that will suit your complexion. As you guys can see, this shade matches my face, my body, everything really well, so I love the shade M2W. I will say my perfect shade is the shade M1W, but it's perfect to my face match. However, it doesn't match the rest of my body. It just looks very out of place. So if you guys are the exact same shade as my face tone, try the shade M1W. If you're feeling like M2W is a bit too warm for you, honestly, I prefer a darker shade of foundation anyway. And yeah, I will say it definitely does control shine and oil. I mean, it has it on the bottle, so it definitely does what it says it's gonna do, you know. And what I really like about this foundation as well is sometimes what can tend to happen if there's an SPF in a foundation. I noticed when it's SPF 27 and below, you don't really have an issue, but it's not flashing back. It's not flashing back with this artificial lighting, because obviously it is quite late right now. It is, you know, 10 to 10. And yeah, it's not flashing back. You shouldn't have any issues with flashback. And I mean, Yardley is doing all the things for the pots to be done. So that is my thoughts on this foundation. Now, disclaimer, I am doing a campaign with Yardley, but this foundation review is not biased at all. You guys know I will give you the tea. I will be honest. I have no reason to lie. Like, why would I want to lie to you guys and compromise my integrity with you guys? No, like, no. So as you guys can see, I mean, you guys have been with me throughout the day and throughout this wear test, and it's performing really good. So yeah, if you guys have tried this foundation, comment down below, let us know what shade you are in this foundation. And that is it from me. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day, every day, with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.